When we started, it was a hobby. We didn't know whether it's going to be a business. We never were in control of this business. This business has been in control of us. The types of moonshine we do, of course, a clear spirit. We do it in several different proof ranges, anywhere from 92 all the way to 118 proof. Then we do several flavors. We actually use a natural juice, so you're going to get a really nice taste from it. You're not going to get a medicine-y taste. You're going to get a taste of peach, a taste of Granny Smith apple. In our bourbons, we have a high corn, higher rye, 4-grain wheat we do. You know, our Total Eclipse bourbon, Forbes magazine just put out that one of the top new 7 whiskeys out there. So that's pretty impressive. You know, it feels really good when you get recognized for that. I grew up around my grandfather from the day I was born. Taught me a lot of things, heard a lot of stories about all of it. You know, what came out of Golden Pond, Land Between the Lakes area was considered to be some of the best moonshine out there. And Casey was behind all of that. He was known for his still building more than anything else. He started using what he called a condenser, which is used in modern times today, almost every still you see, where other people were using a copper, kind of like a copper worm. So his stills would produce a gallon in 3.5 minutes. Kind of a mysterious type person. People didn't know who Casey was for a while.
If you notice this Model A Ford down here in 1928, it's a half-ton Ford, has a 4-cylinder flathead engine in it. Casey would take those engines out of those Model A's, cut them in half, add a shaft, and make a 2-cylinder boat motor out of them.
And you would see that boat going across there, but that motor sitting down inside, and the exhaust went into the water. You couldn't hear it. You'd see that boat moving across that lake pretty fast, and you couldn't see it, you couldn't hear it. That's what they did with the moonshining. So as a kid growing up, we had one of those engines in the back of that boat, and we would ride all over Lake Brashears, which is not too far from here in Dawson Springs. Casey was a nickname that he got from the fact that he would not sell his moonshine. The only way he would sell it would be by the case. And that was gallon jug case. So you had to buy quite a bit to get it from him. Casey got caught by the police at least 2 times that I know of. He got caught the first time with the still. The second time, he got caught with the still and the product being made. And after that, that's when he decided to give up the producing and building stills for people. So when my grandfather got out of prison in the 50s, the last time, he actually came to work for my dad in construction. I found out at an early age, so it wasn't any like all of a sudden, you know, you find out your grandfather's a big moonshiner still builder. I mean, he grew up around it and knew it, but I really didn't pay a lot of attention to it until I got older in life. I had an opportunity to do it legal, not get in the same amount of trouble. We started this business, it was really tiny. We still had another business. We'd open it up on the weekends or something. Maybe went from 1 day to 2 days, and from 2 days to 3 days. Eventually I retired first and took it to being open, you know, 6 days a week and so forth. So we've grown it really slow.
It's not really work, it's opportunity. It's what we like to do. We don't have to do something, we get to do something. And to have set off on this path really with no life plan to be in this business, it was kind of a one day that still shows up and off we go.
2017, the eclipse that we had here, that was a big one for us. We decided to trademark Total Eclipse Moonshine. So with that recognition of trademarking that and starting to produce that and getting it out on the market, came along a lot of news media. So many times we were doing interviews, we had them stacked up. You know, I'd be one place in the building doing an interview, she'd be another. CBS Sunday Morning did a story on us, and they told us then to be prepared. Your business is just going to go through the roof over this, and it did. So that was the Kickstarter to our business in my mind. You know, it gave us an opportunity and enough windfall to be able to take it to another level. and expand the business. So we started in expansion mode, and we've never looked back. We're always expanding. You know, sanitizer business, I don't know if y'all remember COVID. We had an opportunity to come up that we could actually jump into that right away. This is where Cody comes into the picture as well.
So I very first started to interface with the distillery, I want to say 4.5 years ago. I actually taught at WKU for about 10 years in the marketing department, and one of my students graduated and ended up starting his own consulting firm. We worked so well together, we decided to join forces. A couple years afterwards, we decided to start the Bowling Green Bourbon and Brew Fest. But about the second or third year of running it, Casey Jones Distillery was actually finishing up a marketing contract, and they were looking for somebody locally to handle some of their marketing efforts. Found us through the Brew Fest, and the tie-in to the Brew Fest led them down to working with us as their creative agency. March of 2020, right as COVID was starting to hit the world, I get a call from Peg saying that, hey, you know, the distillery has to be shut down. We're a non-essential business. We're able to sell hand sanitizer and make hand sanitizers as part of the CARES Act. We want to sell the stuff online. Can you make that happen? So I think within a matter of maybe 24, 48 hours, I got a full e-commerce suite up and running.
We wound up, through that process, having 55,000 customers across the United States.
We put out more sanitizer in about 4 hours than we could make on the still in 4 months.
We ended up becoming probably one of the top 2 or maybe 3 distilleries nationwide selling hand sanitizer.
So there was a windfall there for us, but we used it to expand the business again. You know, the new stills and the new still house and new rick house. One of the rewarding things about that was that we were able to take and put people to work when nobody was working. We were able to help people somewhere, save a life somewhere. You don't get a chance to do something like that every day. You know, we're a big tourism draw for Christian County, and we want it to stay that way. We want it to be viable. A lot of times we had to make that decision, we thought either go or grow, and we chose to grow, and that's where we're at. That's our legacy.
Hands down, the thing I think I'm most proud of is just the shift in culture that we've had. It's a very almost impossible thing to take a small family-owned and operated business of any type in any industry and turn that into something at scale. And sometimes I had to pinch myself because I think we're actually doing it.
And so to be able to do that and then make a great product that's now international and people love, and there is a real story and a real history behind it, that it's just quite an unimaginable, incredible path, and we hope that people will come and enjoy it with us.